A massive UPS, Boeing 747 takes off from Dubai on a routine cargo flight. Everything looks normal, until minutes later, smoke suddenly floods the cockpit. The pilots can't see their screens. Alarms are blaring, and the aircraft is burning from the inside. They send out a desperate mayday call, fighting to keep the jet in the air. What caused this fire? What was hidden in the cargo? And why did the crew have no chance to escape? This is the terrifying truth behind UPS Flight 6. On a hot afternoon in 2010, a massive UPS Boeing 747 lifts off from Dubai International Airport. Only 2 crew members are on board. Thousands of pounds of cargo sit behind them, and everything seems routine. But hidden inside the cargo is something that will soon turn this flight into one of the most shocking tragedies in aviation history. UPS Flight 6 is headed to Cologne, Germany. The weather's clear, the systems are normal, and the crew captain Doug Lemp and first officer Matthew Ballar, flying exactly by the book. Neither of them knows that deep inside the main deck, a dangerous fire is about to erupt. A few minutes after takeoff, an alarm suddenly sounds in the cockpit. Fire main deck. This is not a warning, pilots ignore. As they begin checking the situation, smoke begins leaking into the cockpit. Within seconds, the smoke thickens so quickly that the crew can barely see the instrument panels in front of them. Oxygen masks struggle to seal. The navigation screens are fading behind the haze, and communications begin to break down. The aircraft is cruising at 32,000 feet, but inside, a powerful fire is spreading at extreme speed. Captain Lamp tries to leave his seat to grab an emergency oxygen bottle, but the smoke is so intense that he becomes separated from the cockpit. First Officer Bell is left trying to fly the aircraft, nearly blind. Lithium battery fires burn hotter than most materials on Earth. Instead of simple flames, they release explosive heat and toxic smoke that can overwhelm even the strongest fire suppression systems. And that is exactly what is happening on UPS Flight 6. The fire destroys wiring, damages controls, and disables critical systems that the pilots desperately need. With visibility almost gone, First Officer Bell radios Dubai ATC. Mayday, Mayday. We have a fire. We need to land immediately. Air traffic control clears them to return to the airport. But the aircraft is now heavily damaged. The controls are sluggish. Multiple warning alarms are sounding, and the cockpit is filled with thick, suffocating smoke. As they approach Dubai, the situation gets worse. The aircraft is too fast and difficult to slow down. The altitude is unstable. Heat from the fire has already damaged the control cables. The flight displays are fading, almost unreadable. The runway is somewhere ahead, but the first officer can barely see anything through the smoke. Just a few miles from the runway, the Boeing 747 begins to lose stability during a turn. With systems failing and visibility at 0, the aircraft descends uncontrollably. In the final moments, there is nothing more the crew can do. The jet impacts the ground near the Dubai desert, killing both pilots instantly. When investigators examined the wreckage, the truth shocked the aviation world. The fire started in shipments of lithium batteries stored on the main deck. The batteries were not properly declared as hazardous materials. The packaging was not strong enough to contain a thermal runaway. Once the fire started, it spread with unstoppable intensity, overwhelming the fire detection and suppression systems and destroying the oxygen lines and vital avionics. This accident forced aviation authorities around the world to change the rules. Lithium batteries became regulated much more strictly. New packaging standards were introduced. Pilots received enhanced smoke and fire training, and cargo aircraft were upgraded with stronger and earlier fire detection systems. The disaster showed just how dangerous a single shipment of lithium batteries could be, and how quickly it could bring down even a giant jumbo jet. UPS Flight 6 was more than a tragic crash. It was a warning to the entire world. In aviation, even the smallest mistake can lead to catastrophic consequences, and sometimes, a tiny object like a battery can bring down a massive aircraft in minutes. Thank you for watching, and tell us in the comments which aviation story you want to hear next.